Welcome to the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner. This episode is brought to you by Authors Unite. Authors Unite provides you with all the resources you need to become a successful author. You can learn more about Authors Unite and join the free community at authorsunite.com. Now, let's jump into the episode. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner, and today I have David Mammano with us. He's the founder of the Avanti Entrepreneur Network. So welcome to the show, David.
Hey, glad to be here, Tyler. Thanks for having me.
Of course. Great to have you here. And we will dive in. The first question I have for you, David, is what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Well, I got to go back to when I was 6 years old. It was probably my first experience of being an entrepreneur. And, I'm from upstate New York, Rochester. And, so in February, that means snow. And I had the idea I was going to go make some money. So I went outside with a shovel. I was going to go shovel some driveways. Well, it was February by now. And most people already had the service covered. They had a plow service. They had a family member doing it. And so I didn't get any business. So I'm walking back a little dejected. And then all of a sudden, I got stopped in my snow tracks with an idea to change the game. I was going to capitalize on the fact that I was a cute little 6-year-old kid, and I was going to go to the next street and shovel the driveway first. And so I did that. So I would shovel the driveway first, and I'd go to the door, and I would put my cute little 6-year-old face on, and I would say, "Hi, I shoveled your driveway," and they would, they give me $1, $5, $10. Came home with a pocket full of money just by changing the rules of the game. And I look back, and I think it's a great experience for me to continue to learn by offering the value first.
Yes, I love that. And the next one I have for you is what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that is within your expertise or industry?
My expertise is really inspiring people to either start or grow a business. I'm very helpful when it comes to helping people, give them the tools and the confidence and the process in order to take that leap to finally pursue their entrepreneurial dreams and, figuring out what is the worst case scenario and plan for that. I'm very helpful when it comes to talking things through as far as how they can make it happen and giving them the inspiration and the support they need in order to either start and or maximize their entrepreneurial dreams.
And what is your best piece of overall business advice? So not necessarily industry specific.
Well, I would say focus. I think most business owners are very excitable. They probably have a little ADHD going on. And to really prune the rose bush, focus on one thing that you can be fantastic at and continue to grow from there. And make sure that you have processes and people in place to hold you accountable to stay true to the plan quarter by quarter.
And if you could give your younger self one piece of advice besides shoveling first, what would it be?
I would look back and say, don't be so much of a stickler with staying in the boundaries of what society has set up. I know it probably sounds a little rebellious, but you look back and you're like, you could have stepped outside the box a little bit more and not having been such a kind of adherence to the structure. So I probably would have been a little bit. I never would have hurt anybody, but I probably would have been a little bit more rebellious.
Yeah, like not follow like the system. I guess exactly how it's laid out.
Exactly.
And in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
Oh, service to others, no doubt. Service to others, I think, is the key to happiness and the key to health, mind, body, and soul. The minute you start helping other people, your depression, your anxiety goes away, your ulcer goes away. It's just it's so good on so many levels. So by helping others, you're helping yourself.
And what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Well, it's a book I'm rereading right now because it was so good. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it really, I've always been a positive, very enthusiastic guy, but it's changing the record in my head to bring me to the next level. As optimistic as I am, I still have some crap in my brain that holds me back and sabotages me. And it really kind of retrains your brain and changes the record in your brain to help you get to that next level.
I actually just started that on audio, and it's so good so far. So now I'm going to make sure I finish that.
Yeah, it's a game.
Yeah. Somebody said that previously, and I downloaded it right away. And what is your favorite quote and why?
My favorite quote is by Tony Robbins. If you are committed, you'll always find a way. And it just means, just really being focused and persistent and not giving up on the goal.
Yes. Thank you so much for coming on, man. The last question I have for you before we let you go is, where's the best place for people to find you online?
Go right to davidmammano.com. David, they can email me, david@davidmammano.com, Mammano. Would love to connect with anybody that wants to talk about their entrepreneurial dreams.
Perfect, man. Thanks again for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Tyler. Take care.
The podcast you just heard was recorded with Anchor. If you want to make your own, download the Android or iOS app completely free from anchor.fm/podcast. That's anchor.fm/podcast.